Happy New Year, everyone. It is the first video of 2018. Can't believe 2017 is gone, but it is. So we are moving on. I'm getting ready to pack this thing and ship it. So I thought I would show it. I think the last time you guys saw it, it was just laying flat. I had just done the pouring. So I'm really happy with the way it came out. It was a challenge at spots, and there's a couple things I would have done different, but I'm all in all, I'm pretty happy with it. So I want to again thank Jeremy Crawford and Drew Short and Sam Woodall and these are their. I'm going to have links to all of their stuff down below. Jeremy and Drew both have woodworking or YouTube channels. Sam is huge on Instagram. So, but I'm gonna leave links down below to their contact information, and then links also to their podcast, their Woodshop 101 podcast. But anyway, thanks again, you guys. I appreciate it, and I just had a blast making this. And I hope you guys enjoy it. So let's get that out of the way. And I am going to move on with some success stories. I'll just set this. I really don't want that to fall and break. That would be kind of bad, yeah. All right. So first success story. These are both two really good success stories. This one is from Tim Dezan, something like that, Dezan. Anyway, he wrote and he did his first show. Now this was back in November, late November. He said, Eric, just wanted to email you, let you know I attended my first vendor show. It was quite a learning experience, I have to admit. It was a blast getting out there and meeting the public. I had amazing feedback on my work, which, as you know, is sometimes as rewarding as making a sale. Absolutely. I will admit I didn't do as good as I thought I would, but considering there were multiple sales going on today as Black Friday events, I did all right. Ended up selling 10 signs, made $380, which I don't think that's too bad. Also picked up 6 or 7 custom orders and got invited to do another vendor show in mid-January. I did realize that some of my prices were a little high on some of them and a little low on some others. I did hear from many people that my work was amazing, so that was great. Many commented they thought it was CNC done, and I had one lady that was amazed at the quality of work. And then, so starting out and hitting these shows, the first few times, anyways, is nerve-wracking. I guess I'm nervous because I'm just trying to go fast. I need to slow down. I was extremely nervous, but loosened up as the event went on. It lasted for 6 hours and had over 100 people stop and talk to me and handed out cards. I had a small display of your bits, but I won't go into that. Anyway, thanks so much for your input and guidance. And then he wrote me, so this was a picture of his display, which it looks like it was a pretty small show, but I think he was probably there way early. So that's a picture of his display. So he didn't do any on-site carving, I don't believe. But then he told me that he got a contact that he made there was a lady that had I'm about ready to sneeze. Very local lady, business owner, and she wanted this made for her husband. But I thought that was really cool, really neat. So congratulations, Tim. You guys keep sending us your success stories. So I've got one more from Greg Worrell, Greg from Grumpy Man Signs. So he said, I did this as an experiment. I think this is really cool. He hung it for his front yard to see what kind of response he got. And he hung it out there for 20-25 minutes. And a woman came up and snatched it and insisted that I sell it to her. I got a chunk, so now I've got to do some others. So this is what he did. And this was all, he just kind of freehand drew this, and this was our trails and little template. But he just hung it out there, and within 25 minutes had it sold. So then I think the same woman, he sent me another email a little bit later, and he said he started this back in early September. Then he got hit with the really bad hurricane, and so that kind of set him aside. But he ended up doing this, and he put it out in front and showed a couple people, and immediately had a woman. I think maybe the same woman that bought this one, just took it from him and made him sell it to her. So he says, funny thing is, once I opened my shop doors and people could hear the routers going, I picked up orders and was asked, were wondering what you were going to do. I hope. So anyway, I just thought that was really a good thing. Then the other thing he said is he seems to have found a niche with the Indian-based stuff. I already did a large sign for a lady and fell in love with the Indian by doing a large ranch sign. So he sold a large ranch sign as well. He says, I have a motorcycle club that now has me carving their skull emblems that they wear on the back of their patches, which is another one I did for free for the first time. I just think people need to understand that there's money to be made in free signs. Thanks for everything you do and your family. So that's a really good example of just kind of getting your stuff in front of people and doing free stuff to start off with to get the exposure. If there's enough people that are gonna see your work. So I've been talking about that, harping on that for quite a while. Collaborations are a huge deal. I think it's a great way to get exposure on your work. So anyway, guys, coming up right now, we're going to have I think it's about 9 or 10 minutes of Gary Berkman, who came by the shop the other day, and we did a kind of an interview with him right here, and it was a ton of fun. So that's coming up right now, and so everybody have a great week, and we will see you again on Friday. We'll be doing a demo. So thanks, guys. Have a great week. Happy New Year. Hey, how's everybody doing? I don't know. I started that kind of weird. You did. I don't know. I was all of a sudden I got camera fright there.
I'm supposed to be the one with camera fright.
We are here and we are being visited by Gary. Well, let me have him introduce himself to you. This
is an impromptu, and he has no idea what he's doing.
I'm just
I'm Gary Berkman. I'm from Edgewood, New Mexico, just east of Albuquerque.
Gotcha. Okay. And you're traveling through with your family?
We're traveling through. My wife and daughter are with me. We're headed out to California.
I tried to get them to come in and get on film too. They said no.
Oh, no, they're shy. They're shy.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Anyway, we're headed out there for Christmas, and you were gracious enough to offer us stopping by. So here we are.
Yeah, and he brought some of his work with him. And I want you guys to check out what he's doing here, because it's some beautiful stuff. Oh yeah, so give us kind of your background, how long you've been woodworking, how you kind of came across us, and what you think of all of this craziness.
Well, woodworking. I started woodworking when I was in 7th grade, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Like a shop class, or
shop class, okay. And at home I had my own tools. My dad and I, he did some woodworking, and so I was able to kind of follow his footsteps. I made myself my own lathe. In fact, it's funny because a friend of mine that just visited on Thanksgiving, when we moved from Montana down to New Mexico, we had a big yard sale, and I still had that lathe, homemade lathe that I made, and he bought it, and he just said, yeah, I still got that lathe that you
really.
So that's where I started.
Yeah.
And as far as the carving goes, I just I've been doing Lichtenberg for a little while, a very, very short time, but been having fun with that, the electric wood burning.
Yeah. Where you kind of put the jumper cables on both sides.
You got it. You got it. Fun stuff.
Lightning meet in the middle kind
of
deal.
There you go.
Yeah.
But I've been doing that, but then I got to thinking, how can I incorporate some carving into it?
Yeah.
And so I started watching some YouTube videos and came across you and your dad, and you guys have literally taught me everything.
We didn't pay him to do that, not yet.
No, it's been great. I just started in November.
That's crazy.
Just
like
in November.
Like month or 2 months ago. What? Yeah. That's crazy.
So let's show some.
Yeah, let's show some of his work. It's just amazing. He brought some. So are these all Christmas gifts that you're taking to
Christmas
California?
Presents.
We won't tell.
Yeah, they won't. This won't be posted till way after.
So this is only carving a month.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Crazy, isn't it? Just beautiful stuff. So we kind of went over each piece, and I gave him some little tips and things that I might have done a little bit differently. He's using all pine here, right?
Yeah. These are all pine, yeah.
But you do have access to cedar down there.
I've done cedar and I've done some maple. I did one on maple, just kind of playing around and
and basswood, but you weren't a big fan.
Oh, basswood! Don't do basswood.
You weren't a big fan of the basswood.
This one is probably my favorite, but this is your mother.
This is my mother. This is a Christmas gift for my sister.
Just a little bit. Oh, there you go.
And that was done. I sketched it using Photoshop and a layer, off of a photograph and.
That is awesome. That's my favorite.
Came out terrific.
Thank you.
Yeah, and this is for
This is my brother-in-law. We get on. We play online games in our off time, and so
military.
That's his nickname.
Military high body count games. It looks like probably.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then I'll let you tip that one up.
And this is my nephew.
Okay.
And he's into music, so that's for his room. And that horse was that's my niece's horse.
That's a kind of a photograph of her horse.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
You converted over. Yeah. Wow.
Beautiful.
And having a lot of fun.
You saved a couple $100 just in Christmas gifts.
Yeah.
And you know what? And I know. Oh yeah. Before we sign off, you just did your first. What was it? A craft show?
Craft fair. Yeah.
It was a craft fair.
Yeah, just a small little community craft fair. And we're in the area that we're in is a pretty economically depressed area.
Yeah.
And I honestly expected people just to come by and look and then see my prices and say, oh, that's nice, and then kind of scurry off. But I ended up selling several and taking several orders.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That is
turned
fantastic.
out really good.
So you now is it your plan to do more? Maybe this coming year in the spring? And
I definitely am hooked. Yeah. I love it. It's been a lot of fun, and like I said, I just keep watching you guys and learning more all the time. So.
Well, we appreciate it, and I talked to a guy the other day that the Christmas for a lot of guys that are doing this, the Christmas rush was always my busiest time of year. But then after Christmas is over, like between Christmas and New Year, it just business like drops off. Mm-hmm. But that was always kind of my time to prepare and realize that there's different seasons. So what I would be doing now is probably preparing for stuff in the spring, and then Valentine's Day is a big one. Mm-hmm. Valentine's Day was big for me. It was huge. A lot of hearts and,
I've done some hearts. In fact, that was one of my first ones at the craft fair sold. I had made a heart. And, then a teardrop also with Jesus Wept.
Oh, really?
On there.
Yeah.
And some Lichtenberg on there also. But.
Yeah, so there's, each season, the Christmas is kind of the culmination of the whole year. Mm-hmm. For me, it was always the busiest time. But there's also other, there's other things, other seasons. And February, Valentine's Day is big. That's Mother's Day in May. And, there's just graduations are big. So in the springtime, that's when people are starting to come out, go to craft fairs and those kinds of things. So, man, you're doing some great stuff, Gary.
Well, thank you.
Just really beautiful.
Like I say, I owe it all to you guys, and I'm not just saying that. You didn't pay me, but no, I do. I appreciate your videos and everything, and your help, and calling you, and that's awesome that you can call somebody and they can give you some pointers.
Yeah.
When I ran into that problem with the basswood, that was just I was tearing my hair out.
Yeah.
Not quite as bad as...
Yeah, I carve basswood too, obviously. Basswood, for you guys that are interested in basswood, It's funny when Gary called me, because I haven't talked a lot about that, but when Gary called me and he said he was having problems with basswood, it was kind of weird, because every time he was getting ready to say something, I would say, and he would go, "That's exactly right." You know, what happens in my experience, I've only carved it a couple times, in my experience is the chip doesn't want to come out of the groove, and it just wants to like hold on. It's like fibrous or something. And Gary had a perfect analogy of what it's like
carving a toothbrush.
Carving a toothbrush.
into the bristles on a toothbrush.
Yeah, that's a perfect example, because the chip just doesn't want to come out. At least that's been my experience, and obviously your experience.
Yeah.
So maybe you guys have better luck with basswood, but I'm not a fan. Now, basswood, I think, for sculpting is absolutely, you know, they use it for sculpting and stuff, hand carving and hand chisels and stuff. Yeah. It's great, but for a router, an electric router, not so much. Yeah. So anyway, Gary, thank you so much for coming by, man.
Thank you.
Yeah,
thank
it's
you guys.
awesome. Yeah, I love it when people come by. So if you guys ever get down around this way, definitely let us know. Come by and we'll sit you down, put you in front of the camera. Anyway, no, it's
just warn your wives; they will be on film, and daughters.
Yeah, but anyway, thanks so much, and all the compliments. We love what we're doing, and fortunately, Vicky keeps me motivated, and but it keeps me motivated knowing that we're helping people too, and that's
you are,
and seeing what you guys are creating. Just amazing that you've only been doing this a month, man. I can't. Yep. What's it going to be like next Christmas? You're going to have your arsenal is going to be huge.
I'm already building a big
like a portfolio.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah,
I am.
Yeah.
I need to do. I've taken pictures of all my work, and I've done. I think I've gotten 20. No. Now I'm up to 32.
32 signs.
32 that I've done, and
terrific.
I've done some of the desk plaques that I've shown you.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you're and I like your creativity. None of these are the same, really. I mean, they all have their different feel to them. So you're doing great stuff, man.
Thank you.
So anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. I don't know when we'll post this. We'll post this sometime next year.
Oh man!
Yeah,
gotta wait that long.
Yeah. So by the time you see this, these signs will have deteriorated.
Well, at least we won't give away the Christmas gift.
There you
That's
go.
Right.
There you go.
All right, guys, take it easy, and we'll see you on the next video. See ya. Bye.